What's good, what's good, what's good? What's going down? I'd like to welcome everybody to the Second Chance Podcast, hosted by your boy Rico, King Dill, produced by my son, Jess Rod. What's going on, people, good people? How y'all doing? Man, we got a lot of good topics to talk about. A lot of shit went down over the weekend that we're going to talk about on this podcast. This podcast is all about keeping it 100. I'm going to give my point of view on shit. And we'll see what everybody think. And you can leave your comments and tell me what you feel about my point of view on all the shit that went down over the weekend. It was a real energetic weekend. A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit happened. You got from the Eastern Conference Finals to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, all right. Like I said, we're gonna speak on the Kings versus the Cavs. We're gonna speak on the shit that Donovan Mitchell said, which I don't agree with. As an athlete, as a competitor, as a guy who loved to compete. Well, I didn't compete on a professional level as the pros, but as a competitor, there's just certain things that you shouldn't say, especially after a sweep. We're gonna speak on the OKCs versus the Spurs. We're going to also speak on Chet. He didn't show up at all. At all. I don't get it. What the fuck that he was on. He's just pretty much disappeared. We also going to cover the Spurs, Knicks. We're going to cover some Caitlin Clark shit. We're going to talk about the Sox and my Cubs. First off, let's go and cover the Knicks versus the Cavs. This series was pretty much when the Knicks came back from 22 points. With like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Once they completed their comeback, Cavs should have just went home, packed their bags. They showed no nuts, no glory. As my father used to say, they choked. They ate peanut butter with cornflakes. If you try that shit, that's some thick shit. They showed no heart. Donovan Mitchell, he just sat in the corner. I don't get it. He just sat in the corner and let that game wilt away. Of course, James Harden do what he always do. He disappeared in key moments. Mobley, I don't like Mobley. I'm not a fan of Mobley at all. He's soft. All these big guys, they soft nowadays, man. They don't show no hunger. They don't show the hunger to win. I hate to speak on people's money, man, but I just think these people getting paid too much money, man. They don't care. They don't care about winning no more at all. They care about the money, man, and if they win, cool. If they don't, they okay with it. And that ain't what sports about, man. Coming up, we all play sports because we enjoyed it and we loved it. But at the end of the day, man, we wanted to win. It's all about holding that over the next athlete, competitor head when you see them. Now it's just about money, man. And especially the shit that Donovan Mitchell said, which we gonna touch on. The next 3 games was pretty much over with, man. It was just playing it because they had to play. The Cavs, they showed no willingness to win, no killer instinct, no hungriness. They was just there for 3 games. And the Knicks did what they supposed to do. They put belt to ass. They dominated on the boards. They showed more intensity. They showed more hustle. They did it all, and that's the reason why they won 4-0, and they going to the Eastern Conference Finals. What changed the Knicks playoffs is when they coach Mike Brown, when he took the ball out of Bronson's hand and he gave it to Cat, and they started facilitating through Cat. They changed the whole concept, the whole energy of the New York Knicks team. And when he did that, when he made that change, that made them a contender, man, and that's called coaching. Knicks, what's good about the Knicks, and we're going to take this back to Tom Thibodeau. To me, to win a championship, man, you got to be in championship condition. Tom Thibodeau prepared the Knicks to be a championship team by getting them prepared as in championship condition. To me, to win a championship is all about being conditioned and the will. That's the difference between the 4 teams at the end. They all talented. You know what I'm saying? They all got superstar players. But like, we're going to get to that. But like Wemby said, some of the guys willing to put their life on the line and win a championship. And some not. And that's the reason why they don't win. But with the Knicks, Tom got them in championship condition. but he wasn't willing to make the adjustments, you know what I'm saying, to get them over the top. And that's why when they made the coaching change, it changed everything for the Knicks. But the Knicks is man in a position where they can win it all, man. I truly believe the Knicks have a great chance to win it all because they're gonna out-hustle. They're gonna out-condition most teams that they play against. It's all about the will now and stepping up. Stepping up, you know what I'm saying, being ready for the moment, and which I think they are, man, because they ain't had their ups and downs. It's looking good for the Knicks. This is my problem too, what I don't like about professional athletes and this podcast and shit. What I do like about it is that you can get an in-depth look of what goes on in the locker rooms. They can, you know, can't nobody tell you about what goes on in the locker room more than the people that was in the locker room. What I don't like about the NBA players that podcast, they don't think you can't speak on basketball if you didn't play professional, which is bullshit. Yes, you made it to the pros, so you're trying to tell me out of all the people that played basketball in the history of living, only 4,500 people made it to the pros. So you're trying to tell me only 4,500 people have the right to speak on basketball? Nah, that's bullshit. And when the truth is, it's probably fans and commentators that can tell you more about yourself than you know about yourself. As in shooting percentage from certain spots, what you shoot off one dribble, what you shoot off two dribbles, shots that you wouldn't take, shots that's your favorite shots. It's fans out here and people who watch the game can tell you more about yourself as a professional athlete that you would probably notice yourself. So that's my pet peeve against athletes and their podcasts. I love hearing the stories, but the fact that some of them think only people that play professional basketball can speak about professional basketball is crazy. Because it's all the same. I don't give a fuck if you competing in the church league, you competing in the NBA. Competing is competing, and competing to the best of your ability, it's the same. Yes, of course, it's level to the shit, but if you competing to your best and they competing to their best, there's no difference. And a lot of these professional athletes, they don't put their best on the court, man. They don't compete to the best of their ability. And that's the issue that I have with professionals and podcasts. All right, we finna talk about the Spurs and the OKC. Great series. Old school basketball at its finest. The Spurs, OKC, let's speak on OKC first. I think the series would have been different if OKC was healthy. Shea did the best he could do with what he was dealt with, you know what I'm saying? The Spurs match up with Shea perfectly, and plus you got the alien in the background. You got to think about the shit that Shea had to deal with. Spurs had about 5-6 players where they can throw on Shea on the regular. Rotate on the regular with size and strength. And even when he beat them, if he had a chance to beat them, once he get past them, he had Wemby. So this was a real tough series for Shea. And plus with him missing his number 2 scorer and number 3 scores, the fact that they won 7 games, man, you got to tip your hat to Shea. I know y'all always talking about this free throw merchant. He doing a lot of flopping. I think flopping and selling the call is 2 different things. Yes, he do a lot of selling the calls where he fall into the flow. I agree with that 100%. He does that a lot. But if the ref call fouls, it's not his fault. He's selling the call. Flopping is when you act like a motherfucker touch you and they didn't touch you. And we y'all don't want to bring up who started this flopping shit, because then I'm going to be seen as a fucking LeBron hater. He made this shit credible. It's a compilation on YouTube, a 30-minute video where this motherfucker acting like somebody touched him and didn't touch him at all. That's flopping. What Shea did is sell a call. And then the crazy part, y'all are like, this man is great just because he sold calls. The man averaged 32 points a game, shot 56% from the field. He averaged 9 free throws a game out of 32 points. So let's say if he hit 8 out of 9, he still scored 24 points off getting buckets. But the fact that y'all trying to discredit Shai is crazy, man. It's crazy work. And I don't like that shit at all. The Spurs, I love the Spurs team. I've been saying this since day one. The Spurs, man to man, have a better team than anybody in the NBA. Player to player. OKC, chemistry-wise, they had a better team. Fully loaded. They not more talented than the Spurs. Now, it's not even close, truthfully. But fully loaded, chemistry-wise, because they've been together longer, they probably would have had a better team in that aspect. But Spurs have a lot of superstars, man. A lot of guys that can score one-on-one. And as you saw in Game 7, the Spurs players made plays, one-on-ones, in rotation. In Oklahoma, they only depended on Shai. If Shai didn't shoot the ball, they couldn't get a good shot off at all. So the fact that they went to a Game 7, fourth quarter, without two of their top 3 players out, you take your hat off to Shai. And if Chet, 6 foot whatever, 150-pound ass give OKC anything could have been a different game. But I love that series, man. That was a competitive series. Them guys put they all on the court. Wemby showed leadership. His game still off and on. But this is his 3rd year. Still kind of rough in the patches, but he showed leadership. He showed will. He showed determination. And he showed that he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. He want to be a winner. And I can respect that from Wemby because he motivated his guys and he pushed his guys. I could take that, especially in this era of basketball. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about winning, man. And I hate to be that cold to say they don't give a fuck about winning. I'm going to take that back because that was a harsh statement. I don't think they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. That's the difference. They're giving a fuck about winning and doing whatever it takes to win. Wemby showed that he gonna do whatever it takes to win. He don't want to just be a nigga that probably gonna get the first. At some point, he gonna get the first $1 billion contract. At some point, he gonna be the first. That ain't what pushes him. He want to be considered as one of the greats and a winner. Back to Chet real quick. Disappointed, man. I ain't never seen nobody been taken out of a series like that. And not just Wemby took him out the series physically, he took him out mentally. Like, the man didn't even want to compete, especially in the Game 7. You take 2 shots. You the number 2 option. Your last shot was with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. You don't take a shot after that. That's damn near 4 quarters, bro. And you the number 2 option. Chad, you fail your team, man. And if any motherfucker can make an excuse for you, man, that's sad. You have to question anybody who make an excuse for the show that you put on, bro. I'd rather you go 2 for 20. At least it said that you tried instead of you go 1 for 2 with 4 rebounds, 33 minutes. You was getting cardio, bro. You look like a tall ass Richard Simmons out there, just running up and down court with no facial expression. Wemby bumped you Game 6. Game 5, you didn't even react to that. Come on, Chad. You fucking 3rd team, all NBA, fucking all-star. They paid you 5 years, $260 million, and you put up some shit like that. That shit was embarrassing, man. It was embarrassing. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. So with that series, the Spurs pulled it out. Pause. It was close. My man Shai was done towards the end of the game.
Do you think that the Spurs deserve to over OKC?
They deserve to win. They made shots. They made plays towards the end of the game. Fourth quarter, I think, I don't know the exact stats, so I'm just gonna throw something out there. But I think I'm close if I'm not correct. I think they went like 7 for 11, 8 for 12 from the 3-point line in the fourth quarter. Different guys made big shots. They was killing OKC on the offensive rebounds. It just seemed like in the fourth quarter, they wanted it more. And they won. Ain't no excuses because you can say OKC was hurt, in which they was hurt, but all teams deal with injuries. To win the championship, you got to be lucky enough not to get hurt with your guy. It take a lot to win. health, your guys wanting it, all that come in play when it comes to winning the championship. You can't make no excuses for OKC because they won last year in Game 7. Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles in Game 7. That was the star player for Indiana. It was over with once that happened. So you can't really make no excuses for them. But they was injured. 2 of their top 3 players at that moment was hurt. And the guy that was the second seed, not second seed, was their second best player. He didn't come and play Game 7. 2 shots, 33 minutes. He fucked up the game and my parlay.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck!
So, fuck you, Chad.
Blocky! Bastard, bitch!
I don't fuck with you like that. All right, what we gonna talk about next? We'll talk about Spurs Knicks. I think this is gonna be a good series, man. Wemby gonna get tested because when the Spurs play the Knicks, he can't wander off Cat like that. Cat is a knockdown, 3-point shooter, so they're gonna be able to take Wemby out the paint. One thing about the Spurs, they got a lot of bodies to throw at guys like Shea. Now they finna do the same to Bronson. They got a lot of guys where they can throw at these isolation players where they're gonna make it hard for them. I think my prediction is I'm gonna take the Knicks in 7. I think it's just the Knicks' time, man. They went through the heartache and pains to get to this next level. They made the coaching change. They thriving. They beating the shit out of everybody. They done won 11 games in a row. Only one game that they won was less than 10 points. They finishing closeout games, an average of 30-some points a game. The Knicks rolling right now. I'm going to take the Spurs to win Game 1 because the Knicks been off so long and they usually come out rusty. But in the same voice, the Spurs just went through hell with OKC. But I got the Spurs to win Game 1. I got the Knicks in 6, though. If Cat come to play, Cat going to be the key because he got to be able to do what he do because he going to keep Wemby from roaming in the lane where he can contest shots. Because Wemby a motherfucker back there, man. It's motherfucker 7'5", athletic. It's hard to get a shot off around Wemby. I watched one play, he literally covered all 5 people who touched the ball. Meaning, if they made any threat towards the basket, he was there to let them know I was there. And Wemby is like a fucking electric gate. You run up to the electric gate and you see it that it's an electric gate, you don't even try to touch the bitch. You just turn around and try to find another way in. That's what Wemby calls when he out there in that paint, man. And they better not let Wemby win right now, because if he get a taste of this shit, it's going to be a problem for the NBA going forward anyway. Because Wemby showing that he's willing to do, like he said in one of his interview, he's willing to die out there to get a win. Man, these players like that don't feel like that. There ain't too many players out there that gonna say they willing to die. Prime example, Donovan Mitchell. After getting swept, this Negro had the nerve to say,
"We may win a ring here, we may never win a ring here, but I've won in life. I'm out of here."
That's such a fucking loser mentality for a professional athlete. I wouldn't want that motherfucker on my team, please. And I think he can play. When a motherfucker who think like that, do not trade that motherfucker to Chicago. I don't want him. You're never gonna win with that mentality. You got to be willing to leave it all out there. Like Wemby said, you got to be willing to die on that court. That's the mindset of a champion, man. And these guys ain't willing to die out there. Shit, look at James Harden. James Harden played like shit. I think he was at the club the night they got swept. Motherfucker, you shouldn't be able to go out. That shit freeze your whole account for a week after you get swept in a playoff. That should be an NBA rule. All right, we gonna go into some WNBA. Caitlin Clark, the white superhero. I like Caitlin Clark. I ain't gonna lie. I like her. I never thought she was the best college player. I never thought she was the best WNBA player. Because I know basketball. I see basketball. She's good. She's good at what she do. But she's struggling right now. On the simple fact, they gave her all this publicity because it came with racism. I know y'all don't want to speak on that. But she was popular because what the Black Queen did in her face, Angel Reese, and that made her popular. So, but her popularity helped the WNBA. The girls got bigger contracts. The girls are treated better because of Caitlin Clark. But that's all on popularity. Her game is mild. And I said this from the beginning because I know basketball. I watch basketball. Her game is mild. Yes, she was great in college because she was the only player on that team that was worth anything. So she had the green light to shoot and do whatever. But now she playing against the best of the best. Yes, she averaging 20 points a game, 9 assists. That's good. I can't hate on her about that. I actually like watching her play. But from the skill set, there's so many girls in the WNBA that's better than her. She's not even the best girl on her team, truthfully. But now, since she's struggling, and I always told people, she was a fireball. She's a fireball. That's one thing I do like about her, too. She have emotions. She wear her emotions when she hoop. I love emotional hoopers. But when you're an emotional hooper, it can go two ways. It can go this way. It can go that way if you don't control your emotions. So now she's in the media, and she's been falling out with her coach. And I think the problem is her coach is just trying to coach her. You got to be willing to be coached. And especially when you ain't playing your best. Yes, you averaging 20 points, 9 assists, but you shoot 32% from the three-point line and 37% from the field. And you're a defensive liability. They're attacking you. When the white girls attack you, you know you ain't playing no defense. Usually it's a thing in the black and urban neighborhood. If they put a white dude on you, it's disrespectful. Give me the ball. You can't put a white dude on a brother. Nah, that ain't flying. Give me the ball. With Caitlin Clark, when the white girls see her in front of them, they attacking her. Of course the black girl's gonna attack her. The black girl's gonna attack her because they probably felt that they was giving her all the popularity and the notoriety that she was getting. But then they're gonna attack on the simple fact that she's just a white girl. And they don't believe a white girl can stick them. That's just in our neighborhood, period. Men or women. We just felt that way when it comes to sports. Put a white guy in front of me, I'm scoring 30, or at least I'm attempting to get 30.
Man, give him the chump.
Oh, no, hell no. See, white boys don't count. No, you have to give me a brother.
Even if I'm not a 30-point scorer. The fact that she's getting attacked by white girls is crazy. I'm talking about I'm watching the game. They eyes is getting big and they're attacking her. And she's not putting up any resistance. So I think the problem her and her coach had, that her coach is asking her to put up some type of resistance. I think on one video they showed she threw her hand up. And shit, that ain't a fucking enough defense. Just throwing your hand up, you got to put up some resistance. Defense is all about willingness, willing to play defense. Everybody can be a good defensive player. You don't have to be special to be a good defensive player. To be a good defensive player, you got to be willing to play defense. Sometimes the best defensive players are motherfuckers who can't even play basketball. And for my people who play basketball in the hood, it be that one guy out there with motherfucking step shoes on and blue jeans. That motherfucker follow you wherever you go. Don't know nothing about basketball. All he want to do is run up and down the court. And you can't get that motherfucker off you. That just shows you basketball and defense is really not about skill. Now, if you willing to play defense and you got skills, that's when you become an elite defender. But defense is all about the willingness to play. Yeah, she's not playing that great. Percentage down, shooting percentage down. She's like one of the top leaders in turnovers in WNBA. And they scoring on them. And they losing. So, Caitlin Clark, you got to dig deep, sis. I'm calling you a sis, but you're not a sister. You got to dig deep. You got to show more because you've been exposed. And of course, the fans, oh man, I don't argue with them. I do jump in their chat every once in a while, because that's who I am. Fuck it. Stir the pot. I jump in their chat. I keep it 100 though, because I don't hate on Caitlin Clark. I just keep it 100. I put in there the other day that she need to hit the shots and play some defense. And she's being held accountable for her coach. And she gonna be okay. That's all I said. When I checked my notifications the next day, I probably had about 80 motherfuckers commenting on my shit. And I ain't had 80 comments, goddamn it, only on my birthday. Them people do not fuck around about Caitlin Clark, but it's the truth. She need to hit shots. She need to play some defense and stop turning the ball over. I said she gonna be okay because she can play. She's a great passer. She know the game. She ain't as skillful as girls like Paige Begner, my girl who just got back in the league because they banned her because of Caitlin Clark, Channing Carter, who need to be starring. Ain't no reason this girl coming off the bench for the Las Vegas Aces. I told y'all back then, 3 years ago, she one of the best guards, female guards, period. She went overseas, averaging 30-some points. They banned her out the league for 2 years because she got into that incident. And she a firecracker. She a firecracker. Like now I heard she talking about her coaches holding her back. She need to shut her ass up. But the girl can play. There's a lot of girls, shit, Kelsey Mitchell, Dog. There's a lot of girls in this WNBA. WNBA is a real skillful game, man. I love watching the girls play. But Caitlin Clark, get your shit together, girl. They on your ass. And Indiana ticket sales are going down because the racism has died down. You know what I'm saying? They're giving the tickets away now because they ain't got nobody to hate on. They got to find a new queen to hate on. Indiana, they suffering. Ticket sales down and they ain't winning. And Caitlin Clark is not turning out to be the superhero that they thought she was going to be. She's a good ball player, but that's all she is. She's decent. She's not great. She haven't got to that great status. Yeah, she doing some shit. 20-9. That's good. She running the team. Everything goes through her. But they're not winning, and she's shooting terrible. They always talking about efficiency. They like to use efficiency when it's for their favorite players. Now, if she was non-efficient and they was winning, it'd be totally different. But she's non-efficient and they losing and she got an attitude. Get the shit together, Clark. They on your ass, girl. All right, we finna switch sports before we end this. Let's get to the Chicago Sucks. Real talk, I'm not a Chicago Sucks hater. I'm everything in Chicago. I live and die with Chicago. If you Chicago, I fuck with you. The only reason I hate on the Sox because the Sox fans. Other than that, I cheer for the Sox as long as they not playing the Cubs. Sox got a good team this year. I think they in second place. They like one game out of second place, one game out of first place, which is an improvement because them motherfuckers lost 100 games like the last 3 years. So I understand why the Sox fans are beating on their chest and they in uproar because the Sox got a young team. I even know some of the Sox players, and this is crazy. Because I cheer for them when they not playing the Cubs. I don't know how to say that motherfucking name. That's from Japanese. Left-hand hitter, he a dog, he a monster. They got Vargas, pretty good. I watched him. And they got, I think a guy named Montgomery, pretty good. So the Sox got a team, an up-and-coming team. Man, I wish the best for the Sox. Even they know they from the soft side of Chicago. I wish the best for them, man, and I hope they can win a division. I only wish that the fuckers lose when they play the Cubs. They beat the Cubs 2 out of 3 games last time they played, and I got tagged in so much bullshit. It was crazy, but good luck to the Sox, man. Now let's speak on my Cubs. We done had a crazy season so far. We won 10 games. Lost 3 games, won 10 games, lost 10 games. I don't think in the history of baseball, they say it's been 4 teams that have had a 2 10-game winning streak and a 10-game losing streak in the same season. We done did this shit in the first half of the season. So we so up and down. Our pitching staff is hurt. Our hitters are up and down. We got some good hitters, but they up and down. I believe that we need to play small ball more, manufacture runs. We too good to be on a 10-game losing streak. We was in first place 2.5 games. Now we in 6th place, 1 game out of 2nd place. That's how close the Cubs division is. Milwaukee is I think 4 games ahead of everybody, but the next 4, 5 spots is 1 game separate them. So with the Cubs, all we need to do is get healthy, man. The manager, he be making some questionable reliefs, pitching change. But then when your staff hurt, man, when your pitching staff hurt, you're trying to create some shit. You know, you're trying to create magic. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make macaroni and cheese without the cheese. So yes, the shit gonna taste nasty. So that's the analogy that I got with our pitching style. Yeah, man, we just need our pitching to get healthy, man. We good. It's early in the season. You know what I'm saying? When you 3-4 games out, that's one series. That's one series you can catch up and make up some ground. So Cubs be all right, man. Get the pitching healthy. I think PCA set us back. We set back emotionally. Some shit happened to PCA. He's starting to fight back now. His batting kind of affect his fielding too when they played against the Sox. And of course, Sox fans, ignorant as they are during the game, come over there and call the man trash. And I think he did too much. And he told the lady, suck my dick, bitch. Yeah, he was doing a lot right there. I get it though. Bitch should have shut up. No, she should have minded her goddamn business. But yeah, he kind of crossed the line. So after that, he was like in a bad slump, and he was in a fielder slump. And he don't never, PCA like one of the best outfielders in the game. So I know he was down. He was mentally fucked for a couple of games, but he's starting to get his swag back. And we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be there at the end of the year, fighting for that division champion. We'll be there. So all right, good people. We're coming to the end of the podcast. Y'all gotta excuse me.
I do have one question though, outside of sports.
Go ahead, son.
I asked you about this before. I don't know if you ever followed up on it, about your boy Jay and the Roots picnic.
Oh, yeah, let's speak on Jay. I knew, just knowing, of course, I'm speaking not on a personal level, but just knowing Jay as a musician and listening to his music. When Drake dropped his album and they said he said something about Jay, I knew at some point Jay-Z, old school, he from our era. Even though he just got on TV and started talking about battle rapping need to be excluded from, yeah.
How conservative it is.
Yeah, from hip hop.
Beefing can be and stuff
yeah.
like that.
And as soon as this motherfucker said something to him, the nigga didn't even get his hair braided. The motherfucker just came out there with a wig on and just, as a competitor, I don't give a fuck how old you are and how long you been out the game. You know what? Fuck that. I be trying to have my life marked. This was an important time in my life. I'm proud of it. Fuck it. I'ma let it show. I be trying to hide in this shit, but I'm proud. I'm letting my mark show. Yeah, he a competitor, man. I don't give a fuck how old you are. When motherfuckers speak that bullshit to you, a real competitor, a winner, which is Jay-Z, you can consider him a winner, a competitor. Man, Joe, he got to dust the shit off. Like to this day, there's a bunch of us. Motherfuckers ain't played basketball in 20 years. That motherfucker come and talk shit. We probably can't fit the shorts no more. But we'll find us some shorts and put our gym shoes on. If you talk enough shit, we'll go out there and pull about 3 Achilles tendons, and we only got 2 to try to prove a point because you're a competitor. So when Drake said that shit about Jay, I knew he was gonna respond at some point. I really didn't know where he was gonna respond at. Like, was he gonna do a mixtape, or was he gonna jump on somebody else shit?
That's what I thought he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna do a verse. A feature. It
just happened. The Roots had the picnic, and of course, in Jay fashion, it's all about Jay, baby.
So you know he responded to more than just Drake, though.
Yeah, he shot at a few people. I heard the shit.
But I remember you saying that you
I didn't understand
like
shit,
yeah.
right?
Like,
it wasn't Jay bars, so you can kind of tell that Jay, that Jay kind of rusty with it. Because
that's what a lot of people on social media were saying.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna listen to it and be like, oh, okay, Jay. And I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay, Jay. That ain't the Jay-Z that I thought I was gonna hear. But they said he addressed some shit that Drake said.
He addressed Drake, Dame Dash.
Yeah.
A couple people.
I ain't gonna lie, after the first 8 bars, I'm like, okay, Jay responded. I couldn't understand shit that he was saying. But I knew it was important because the nigga didn't even get his hair braided. But you know, Jay, one of them niggas, man, he probably was on some Black Power shit. I don't know what he was on with his hair out there like that. You know, Jay a rock star. He bigger than rap. He just ain't rap no more. He a billionaire. He bigger than rap. And he an icon. So, yeah, a lot of shit going on. It was a very, very eventful weekend. We finna close this out, man. I want to say thank y'all for checking out. If y'all check this out, I'm going to post it on Facebook, man. Comment on some of the shit that I said. I'm going to comment back. Hopefully at some point we get a little YouTube page going. We working on all that. It been a while. I was dealing with some shit, but we're going to give y'all more content. I'm going to invite some people back to crib, people who I fuck with, who I trust. A couple of homies gonna come by. We're gonna do some two-man shit, and we're gonna talk some shit and have a little fun. We got more content coming, man. We're gonna do, at least we're gonna start doing about what, son? What you think? Try to get 2 in a week?
2 in a week, yeah.
We're gonna try to get 2 in a week, talking about sports, current event. We're gonna talk about life, the ups and downs. We're gonna do an empowerment to the black men. Good luck to all men, but fuck that. Empowerment to the black men, to the black queens. We're gonna speak on all that shit, uplifting shit, all type of shit. As my health get better, the more content I'm gonna put out. But your boy here, I ain't going nowhere. Hopefully not. Peace and love to y'all, man. Thank y'all if y'all watched the video. Appreciate y'all checking it out, man. We got some more shit coming. We out.